Alright man, listen, I was wrong about the coin showcase, okay? It's alright to be wrong sometimes. Now I think it's rad, and you know what? It's okay to change your mind, dude. It's 2023. Sometimes you like coins, sometimes you don't. Hey man, listen, rule decks are awesome. I have a Xenaghost deck. It goes big, it swings, it goes sideways, it does 24 damage in a swing. It can be very fun to break out once in a while. It's almost a Voltron style deck with one big threat blasting off and taking one player's life total to 0. It can be a bit boring though. It's a great beginner strategy, but after 25 years or so playing this stupid game, I'm finally not a beginner. Anyways, Itali got a new card in this new set, man, and it's pretty amazing. Let's read it and we're going to dive right in, but first, like and subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm. I have a Buy Me a Coffee page set up, and many thanks to my supporters Tyler, Stud McMillionaire, for supporting the channel. Listen, I don't do a Patreon. I don't gate off content for patrons and just say, oh, you can't watch this. I'm going to put this over here. You got to pay me to watch it, dude. I put all this out there for free. You guys don't have to buy me anything, man. A like and a subscribe is fantastic. It's a free-for-all, dude. It's free for all my wisdom and all my love. All right, let's read this guy. We got a Tali Primal Conqueror. 5 red for a legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur, just like me, has trample. Whenever a Tali Primal Conqueror enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. Has 9 and a green Phyrexian. Transform it, activate only as a sorcery. This big monster is a 7/7. What does it transform into? Transforms into a Tali Primal Sickness. So this is a Phyrexian Elder Dinosaur. It's an 11/11 with trample and indestructible. Whenever a Tali Primal Sickness deals combat damage to a player, they get that many poison counters. Now the first thing you're going to notice about the front side is that the ability on the front hits all players, even old Nicky G. This is a bomb ability, dude. You aren't going to whiff. You're going to get something. You're going to get 4 things. Now keep in mind, those 4 things could be any non-land. Could be you get 3 totally useless things and maybe 1 semi-useful thing, or you might get 4 bombs, dude. So we want to blink, copy, and recur Itali as many times as we can to maximize our chances of hitting something big. Back of the card is the scary part, and it's the thing your opponents are going to be looking at. It's a backup win condition for sure. Having a Blightsteel Colossus on the back is cool and all, but it's a very telegraphed move. You can flip it at sorcery speed and then eat a removal spell in response before it resolves. That said, late game, I think it's a legit move. Especially in green and red, you can effectuate 9 mana pretty easily. Alright, so our commander costs 7 mana and he's got a 9 mana plus 2 life ability that you can activate on the front side. So let's start with mana acceleration. I put 19 elves in this deck. I'm looking at mana dorks and stuff like this. All the best mana acceleration is dang elves, so you might as well capitalize on that. This is almost an elf tribal deck. Some of your draw also is Incidental Elf Synergy, and some of our clone stuff is Incidental Elf Energy. It's just Incidental Elves, dude, like Delina Wildmage and our old buddy the Beast Whisperer. Anyways, let's talk about dorks. Going back to the earliest days in Magic, I have a great love of mana dorks. In green, you have access to this wonderful option for ramping. In a creature-based deck, cards like Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, Boreal Druid give us the option to play something on turn 1. And listen, man, I know this guy's cheap. I know it's a common and everybody's going to be like, oh my god, I only run rares. I only run the blingiest of cards. But don't put a Gruul deck together without thinking about Goblin and Archomancer. This is going to save you a lot of mana over the course of a couple turns. And if you're double spelling, it's going to save you 2 mana, dude. It's like a 2 mana dork. It's fantastic. And this sweet guy, the Defiler of Vigor, is only 369 right now. This can save us quite a bit of mana over the course of a game. Plus, it's a big, giant 6/6 beater, dude. And listen, when your commander costs 7 mana, you need as many cost reducers as you can get. So slap old Goreclaw in there. He's reduced in cost, he's kicking butt. Scratching and surviving, dude. I love this card. It's better than it looks and it's very cheap right now, and it's got this sweet showcase reprint, dude. Then we got Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. 2 and a green for a legendary creature, Elf Druid Scout. It's a 2/3, has tap, add 2 mana of any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells or activate abilities of a creature or creature card. Whenever you cast a creature spell with power 5 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia and untap it. Yeah, buddy. Come on. This card rips. New out of the Brothers War, bro. This is such an underrated card and can give us oodles of mana in a single turn. So we've positioned ourselves squarely in a creature-based deck, and the list I slapped together has 42 creatures. So that's our win condition right there, buddy. We got our commander, we got a big group of creatures we're going to put out there, and we're going to swang in for damage. But it has its weaknesses, so we may want to include some protection spells. That's the problem with mana dorks and creature-based strategies, is overplaying our board and getting squashed by a board wipe. Heroic Intervention is the best protection spell, but we can protect our big dinosaur buddy with cards like Tyvar's Stand, Tamiyo's Safekeeping, and Gaia's Gift. We can also use these to dodge targeted removal because Etali is going to be a huge target. So Etali has this huge ETB, and if we can copy him over and over and over again, we can get that big effect and start exiling stuff and casting big spells. There are a few payoffs for casting big spells from exile, and the first one is Nalfeshni. 5 and a red for a creature beast demon, it's a 4/6 with flying. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. If it's a permanent spell, the copy gains haste, and at the beginning of the end step, sacrifice this permanent. I saw this guy at the local food line. Dude, he was bulk buying cheese. He was probably making a big pizza, but it's a big flying demon. We're casting stuff from exile all the time in this deck, man. And fresh out of the Warhammer 40k decks, we got the Keeper of Secrets. 5 and a red for a creature demon. It's a 6/4 with first strike and haste. Has Symphony of Pain. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, Keeper of Secrets deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to target opponent. It's just my ex-girlfriend out there, dude. Sure, she's a demonic crab entity, but she never told anyone about that time I hit that guy with the car. So what are some cards that we can use to copy Etali? We got Heat Shimmer out there, we got Twin Flame. These both accomplish this task very nicely. Twin Flame can be a late game banger to copy some of our other creatures as well. Blade of Selves. This is fantastic. 2 generic mana for artifact equipment. Equipped creature has Myriad, has equipped for 4 generic mana. This is a great card. Super cheap right now thanks to a reprint in Baldur's Gate. Equip it to Etali with this monster and you get 3 copies of her enter the battlefield effect, and you're just putting permanents out all over the place, dude. Flame Shadow Conjuring. This is another one that just got a reprint. That and Splinter Twin are great ways to get copies of Etali out there. Look at the art on Splinter Twin, dude. It's amazing. You want to watch out for those ladies, dude. She's bringing her best friend, she's coming for your bread. Alright, so if we're sticking in Splinter Twin, we might as well stick in Kiki Jiki 2. Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker is 2 red for a legendary creature, Goblin Shaman. It's a 2/2 with haste. Has tap, create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary creature you control, accept it as haste, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Guess what? This guy had a list printing and now it's like $7, which is not too bad. These 2 cards combo with Zealous Conscripts, which has a really sweet ETB that combos with both of these cards and can be an alternate win condition. And we got the old bunny petter over here, the Bramble Sovereign. 2 green for a creature Dryad, it's a 4/4. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a green. If you do, that creature's controller creates a token that's a copy of that creature. This can double up our ETB effects, and if we're pumping out mana dorks, it's not inconceivable that we can just put out Etali and activate this the same turn. In any case, I love this bunny petting machine out there. Just had a recent reprint driving the price down to $2 or so. I already mentioned Delina in the Incidental Elves section, but Delina and Jaxus are both awesome cards for this deck. Copy-making staples that can get repeated ETBs off of Etali. Come on, dude, you gotta remember Ortheon out there. He's the hero of Lava Brink. Where the heck's Lava Brink? Nobody knows, dude. Nobody even really cares, but this guy's a hero. 3 and a red for a legendary creature, Human Soldier, it's a 3/3. 1 and a red, tap, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control, gains haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the end step, activate only as a sorcery. Or it has 6 red, create 5 tokens that are copies of another target creature you control. They gain haste, sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step, activate only as a sorcery. So for just 9 mana, you get a really sweet 5 activations of your commander's ETB. I don't even know how many permanents that is, dude, because I don't know how to do math. I failed 3rd grade, brother. And we got a bunch of other ones out there. We got Flame Rush Rider, we got Rionia, dude, dancing up on ya. You got Mirage Phalanx, you got Mirror Style Master, dude, just dancing, doing the TikTok in the mirror. They all made it in there. In Gruul colors, we have limited options for making copies. I would say in blue, you have a million of them. I would say you have enough options in Gruul colors, though. You can create a deck around abusing Etali's ETB. Mirror Style Master is a new one that has the effect of embiggening our commander and creating copies. Mirror Style Master has a sweet backup ability. When this creature attacks, for each attacking modified creature you control, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature. Exile those tokens at the end of combat. You just kind of get the +1 counter over onto Atali. There's a couple other cards that do that in this deck as well. We also added a few mass pump effects like Overwhelming Stampede, 3 green for a sorcery. Until the end of turn, creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. When you always have access to a creature that's 7 power, this is a great include. Now you also want to include some creatures that have these big activated abilities because you're going to have all this mana just hanging around. Atali's the first one, it's 9 and a Phyrexian green, but this guy, the oddity, it has a 5 green transform. It transforms into this big behemoth. It's a beast horror with trample and haste. Gives your other creatures +1/+1 and trample and haste. It's kind of a terrible card, but it's one of my pet cards and I love it. Alright, so you gotta hear about it. It's a bear combined with an elk. It rips, dude. It's got a mouth in its stomach just like my ex-girlfriend. So yeah, man, I put a sample list up there. I'm goldfishing it quite a bit. Haven't got a chance to play test it with my little group yet, but I think it really rips, dude. Consistently, you're going to get the 7 mana on turns 3, 4, or 5 at the latest. The ETB on Atali cannot be understated. It's going to gain you a tremendous amount of value as the game goes on. You're not going to whiff on lands. It's lots of fun. This deck isn't a simple Gruul beatdown deck. You're going to add value and you're going to add a bit of variance to your beatdown strategy. Plus you got that backside if all else fails, dude. Smack in for lethal with poison damage. I may consider converting one of my Gruul decks to this to be helmed by Atali. It seems like a lot of fun. And that's the fun of Commander, dude, and that's better Commander. Sneaky G signing off.